Welcome to the June 13th Global Sailing World on Water Sailing Highlights Show. All of these videos have been released in the last 7 days. After a bitterly disappointing first regatta of the season when they finished in an uncharacteristic last position in Saint-Tropez, France last month, the fortunes of the German-flagged 2023 52 Super Series overall champions Platoon Aviation seem to have turned for the better. Harm Müller-Spreer's crew were the top-scoring boat of the day at the Galicia 52 Super Series Royal Cup in Baiona, posting a second and a first to elevate themselves to second place on the regatta scoreboard.
Really beautiful morning here in Galicia, sun's out, we've got a great forecast for the day. We're on schedule and we should stay on schedule. We should get 2 good races away today. At the moment it's American Magic Quantum Racing at the top of the table. Can anyone catch them? So much more breeze than yesterday, 16 to 18 knots on the start line. Wind axis 205 degrees. Great racing in prospect. Paprec, American Magic and Platoon Aviation all very even off the start line. Actually, Paprec get the early lead but get out too far to the right. American Magic and Platoon Aviation stay to the left. Sled also gaining on the left. So round the top markets, American Magic, Platoon Aviation and Sled with the Allegra in fourth. So through the finish line, our second win in a row for American Magic Quantum Racing. Platoon Aviation get through in second, third are Sled and fourth. A good recovery from 8th place at the top mark for Phoenix. Platoon Aviation, though, their best result of the season so far with that second. Are they a growing threat to American Magic? The wind axis is 200 for race number 6. The breeze is still at 16 to 18 knots. And off the start line, with the big news is American Magic are over the start line, just pulled over very slightly early by ILCA. That means Teasing Machine get away to the best start up the first leg. Round the top markets, Teasing Machine from Allegra, Prevetsa third, Platoon Aviation in fourth. Platoon Aviation make a nice gain down the first run, their third round through the leeward gate. That is really on the final run. Well, Teasing Machine are leading, just don't quite do the perfect jibe. They let Platoon Aviation out to the left and through the finish line. It's a win for Platoon Aviation, their first of the season. Teasing Machine gets second, Prevetsa third, and Damage Limitation for American Magic, who come through in fourth. And the Galicia 52 Super Series Royal Cup standings after 6 races. American Magic Quantum Racing leading on 14 points. Platoon Aviation now up to second on 30 points. And Paprec, the French team, holding on to third with 33 points.
The Scandinavian Gold Cup opened Thursday in Sopot, Poland, with 5.5 meters competing for this historic and iconic trophy that dates back to 1922. Unfortunately, there was not enough wind to even complete one race. Meanwhile, defending World Champions Ku-Ring-Gai 3, Australia 66, with John Bacon, Edward Wright, and Joost Houweling, won the only race completed in the President's Cup just 6 minutes inside the time limit. The Kiwi shone on day 3 of the 2025 49er FX and NACRA 17 European Championships, with smart racing and strong rivalry. The standout performers of the day were undoubtedly New Zealand's Seb Menzies and George Lee Rush, who delivered an impressive 2-3-1 scoreline, despite a grueling 7-hour day on the water. With long waits before races, the duo showed they've mastered the on-off switch, staying mentally fresh until it was time to perform, and perform they did.
It was a long day today, very hot. We got out on time but had lots of waiting out there on the water. We had a lot of attempted starts and even abandoned race. We got 3 races done.
We had 3 top 3s, which we were really happy with. All about getting off the start line and keeping yourselves clear and the ability to go. Just trying to keep ourselves clear and consistent and get around the track fast.
It was the Guardia di Finanza team that won this first stage of the 5th edition of the Marina Militare Nastro Rosa Tour, followed by the Marina Militare team and the Göztepe Yelken team from Turkey that won 3rd place. For the Wasp category, the victory went to the Marina Militare team, followed respectively by the Royal Madras team and the Ocean Cruising team that closed the podium.
I'm pretty excited for the whole event. It's my first time international racing, and so far it's been bloody awesome. Like just the water and the scenery here in Sopot, and yeah, traveling around Italy. Fantastic. Today was a pretty good day. You know, less breeze than yesterday, definitely a lot less swell, which opened up a few more channels for racing and to get it a bit closer. Racing definitely punished the mistakes, but also had really big rewards for people, real snakes and ladders kind of day. But really good racing wise, you know, I'm happy with my performance. There's a few improvements I need to make, but so far so good, and a really good day from my end. Kind of like and unlike yesterday. It was like yesterday where it was really light and shifty and you had to really prioritize staying up on the foil and then taking the shortest track around the race course.
Delivering an impressively consistent series across 10 races sailed in broad range of weather conditions, Doug DeVos's US-flagged crew of American Magic Quantum Racing won the 2nd regatta of the 2025 season to lift the prestigious Royal Cup for the 5th time since 2012. Although as Quantum Racing, powered by American Magic, they won the 2024 overall 52 Super Series season title, the young crew never quite managed to close out an event victory through 2023 and 2024.
Welcome to last day here in Galicia, our Super Saturday Showdown, racing for the Galicia 52 Super Series Royal Cup, this great standalone trophy. American Magic Quantum Racing on top. They've got a good lead over ILCA Vitamina. Platoon Aviation chasing hard, so too are Preveza. Let's go on the water and enjoy 2 great races. Beautiful conditions for race number 9 of the series, 7 to 8 knots, beautiful sunshine. The wind axis is 290 degrees, a 1.4 nautical miles beat, and it's very, very even off the start line. But the key thing is to get to the right. Platoon Aviation are one of the first to tack out to the right, along with Value and Alpha Plus into the top mark. Platoon Aviation round in first, Value second, and Alpha Plus round in third. Down the first run, well, it's a rich get richer scenario for Platoon Aviation, who extend, and through the finish line it's a win for Platoon Aviation. Value gets second, Alpha Plus get third, but in 4th place American Magic Quantum Racing win the regatta overall with a race to spare. Last race of the Royal Cup, the breeze is very much the same in terms of direction, slightly lighter than the previous race, but on the start line there's a big left shift and Teasing Machine come in from the left of the group and manage to cross pretty much all of the fleet on port. Platoon Aviation get out to the right, and as soon as they get into the breeze they accelerate away and lead the race all the way around the course. Platoon Aviation getting through the finish line with Teasing Machine through in second. American Magic Quantum Racing getting up to 5th, having been 8th in the early part of the race. So 2 back-to-back wins for Platoon Aviation, but it's American Magic Quantum Racing who win the Royal Cup here in Galicia by 11 points. After 10 races, American Magic Quantum Racing get 33 points, Platoon Aviation 44 points, and third ILCA Vitamina on 49 points.
Sails of Change 8, skippered by Jan Guichard, delivered an impressive performance on the final day of the TF35 Mears Grand Prix, winning 3 out of 4 races and solidifying their dominance throughout the event. Held from June 6th to 8th, the regatta showcased the unpredictable nature of sailing on Lake Geneva, where mixed wind conditions kept teams on their toes.
Ça c'est le jeu le plus important, c'est warm-up avec tous les classements ici. Comme vous pouvez voir, Greg il est en tête, 100 points. Prêt pour la régate.
Super week-end hein, sur ces 3 jours, vendredi, dimanche, aujourd'hui des belles manches en flotte, c'était très serré entre tous les bateaux, il y a une vraie homogénéité maintenant dans la classe, même Marco le nouvel arrivant, il swing, voilà, il était performant aussi, maintenant c'est sur les détails que ça joue, nous on a voilà, fait une belle journée aujourd'hui avec 3 victoires de manche qui nous permet de gagner ce championnat. Toute la flotte progresse, ça fait des courses super intéressantes.
Pour le GP 2025, c'est le premier podium pour SUI 10. Alors, super fier de performance. C'est des grandes améliorations, je pense. C'est une confiance entre nous parce qu'on a quand même fait un chavirage la semaine dernière. Donc on a essayé de faire en sorte qu'on naviguait bien et propre. Et c'est un peu la clé, je pense, en général sur ce bateau et ce parcours.
A long-standing member of Annapolis Yacht Club supplied new snipes, new sails, and coaching to create a novel opportunity for junior sailors at both Annapolis Yacht Club and Seven Sailing Association. The concept is for junior sailors to experience adult sailing on a large scale, and the Snipe is the perfect platform requiring tuning, tactical excellence, and athleticism. With over 50 boats, including for junior teams, this year's Colonial Cup at Seven Sailing Association in Annapolis saw the successful launch of the Snipe Junior program.
I support sailing essentially because it goes back to this earliest thought as a little kid. This creek that I pushed a raft across was maybe 50 yards wide, and I pretended that this raft I built on one side was in the US and the other side was London. And that's just been with me forever. I couldn't afford to get in sailboats when I was little. First got into it in college, built my own boats, then bought ancient boats. And I always thought that if I could, I wanted juniors to be able to be on the water as soon as they could, and I would support those programs. I've been interested in junior sailing for a long time.
We've always done a great job of getting kids in high school and getting them to get into college, but it's that transition when they're going off to college, and how do we keep them in the boat for many more years to come?
My name is Augie Diaz. I'm a longtime snipe sailor. I've been sailing snipe since I'm 12 years old, so that makes it 58 years. It's a long time. But here we are at beautiful Annapolis,
and sailing in another Colonial Cup, which is quite a treat. I've been coming to a lot of these regattas and it's always a lot of fun. But I have to say that the best thing about this regatta, this particular regatta, is not just the numbers, over 50 boats, but it's the number of young people sailing with us. And I think there's been a great effort made by many, Lisa Pline, Alex Pline, Kathleen Talk, a lot of people in the class have been, helping to make the class younger.
This program with the Snipes for AYC Juniors evolved probably 2.5 years ago. In discussions with Bobby and others in junior sailing, my question was always, what do we do next?
And our dream is kind of coming true this week and this weekend. We've got 4 junior teams here at the Snipe Colonial Cup at SSA, our sister club up the street. And it's a great relationship with SSA and our junior programs to be able to put kids in a very technical boat that prepares them not only for college, but makes them sailors for life.
The movement towards youth sailing is very critical, of course, for all of sailing, but for Snipes in particular is very important. I think the Snipe is uniquely qualified to help young people make the transition from youth sailing to adult sailing, because here we have the two Annapolis junior program teams, and then also we have the SSA junior program teams, and those 4 kids are sailing against a bunch of us adults, and they're learning from us, and they're learning how to roll. And there's some very high quality competition people here at the regatta, and I think exposing our youth to that level and that level of seriousness and purpose is really great at a young age.
I just got into the Snipe class. This is my first regatta. It went great. I was so fortunate to have this opportunity. Amazing experience. A special thank you to AYC and Mr. Skibo for helping start the Snipe program. And it's such an amazing opportunity. It was so fun out there. Such a great fleet. Everyone there was so nice. It was so fun. Just go out there and absolutely send it. Just rip around.
I think the greatest moment I had was watching my boy hit around in second and then blow the whole lead by losing 30 boats on the downwind. But we all about that first to last mentality. It was a really good time. Every part of my body hurts. It was a workout. It was really windy, but it definitely worth it.
The entire community of all the Snipe people are just very, very uplifting and very kind. Just rigging the boats, we were always swarmed with helpful things, and it was just a really good community, and it was lots of fun just sailing and trying new things.
And everyone's been super helpful this whole time, making sure we have everything and making sure we know what we need to do. So I really enjoyed it.
And it was really cool, and it was really fun to sail with all these really, really good people.
I'm Alex Pline. I'm the U.S. Snipe class president, and I've been sailing Snipes for about 35 years. It's a great experience for junior sailors looking to make the jump out of junior boats, or post-college sailors looking for class to sail as a lifelong class. And in fact, the under 30 demographic for the class is one of its strongest.
As past Commodore of Annapolis Yacht Club and a lifetime member of Severn Sailing Association, it's extremely gratifying to see this cooperative junior sailing initiative come to fruition. The Snipe's a great legacy class and a perfect stepping stone for juniors to get into serious adult sailing. And a special thanks to Andy and to everyone who made this happen.
Andrew, please come up. We have a little gift for you.
Ships in the night.
All right, here we go. Thank you. That way I won't trip over.
Right.
All right.
Hold on a second.
Thank you so much. Really great. All right.
Wait.
Thank you very much.
Let's just she's trying to get a picture. You're in where she didn't expect you to be.
All right.
You're awesome. So kind.
2025 ILCA Masters Nationals were proudly hosted by Hailing Island Sailing Club, drawing nearly 120 entries, including 60 ILCA 6. Over 3 days of challenging conditions, competitors delivered exceptional racing in conditions that tested their mettle but were embraced with enthusiasm and resilience. It was a true showcase of the grit, courage, and skill that defines this remarkable community of sailors.
Hi, I'm John Emmett and I'm at one of my favourite sailing locations in the UK. Hailing Island Sailing Club has delivered 3 days of racing, 8 races in total, and there's some very, very tired sailors, but a lot of smiling faces. People are now packing their boats up, and the next event here will be the 2025 European Championships. So let's have a little chat to some of the sailors who had an outstanding performance.
I was a laser radial sailor when it was called a laser radial, back in kind of 2010, 2011, 2012. Probably took about 10 years out, roughly, and then came back when I was old enough to be a master sailor. This is my first Masters International event, and it will be my first international event in an ILCA since men's Europeans in 2012. So yeah, putting on some GBRs the other day. It was the first time I've done it in a long, long time. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how it is. I think a lot of the same sailors were here using this as a warm-up, so we've already raced quite a few of the foreign sailors this weekend. We'll see how else turns up next week as well, but yeah, it's been a good warm-up. After stopping ILCA 6s, I almost straight away went on to coaching them a lot. So started working with the under-21 females and then the youth squad for a few years. And then since then kind of moved on to foiling. So my day-to-day is pretty much all boat stuff, doing a lot of coaching in the WASP class, in the MOF class, and still little bits and pieces with ILCAs just privately as well. Pretty much all coaching, and then occasionally some rigging and some minor boat building and that kind of thing. So all boats, which leaves surprisingly little time to actually go sailing in boats, unfortunately. But I think my advice would be just get out there in really tough wind and waves and just hike to the Isle of Wight and back and stuff. That's the sort of thing I used to do, and if I did that again, it would help a lot. So yeah, I think that's the main thing, is just get out there with people of a similar speed and work hard and enjoy it, really.
I got my first ILCA in 1988, and I sailed them quite seriously until the mid-90s, until 1996. And then I stopped for about 5 or 6 years. I grew up in Canada, I learned to sail in Canada, so I was trying to qualify for the Olympics for Canada, the Savannah Games, but I didn't qualify. And then I had to get a job, so that's what I did. We've got a really good club fleet. We frequently get 25 boats or more out for club races, so it's fantastic. It's flat water, light and shifty, but it's super competitive. I'm a lawyer by profession, so most of the time I'm, doing business disputes for clients. Yeah, well, it should be fantastic. I mean, it's a great club, great sailing waters. The one thing that's almost certain is that the weather won't do for the Europeans what it's done the last 3 days. It almost never does, but and it's a great race management. It was pretty much medium to windy. Day one was windy, I would say, 15 to 20 knots. Day two, a little bit less windy, more like, I don't know, 10 to 15. And then today we had a lighter first race, about 10 knots or so, and then the wind came in. And in each case, it's been wavy too. So if you sail a place like Queen Mary, that takes a bit of getting used to.
Well, that's another regatta done and dusted. This is actually part of the Euro Masters series. A few people will have done warm-up events before coming here in Holland, Belgium, etc. And it really is a very active community. People aged 30 to over 80, and there's a lot of friendships and a really big social scene. Racing at the European Championships will be Monday to Friday, and there'll be lots more social media content to come. See you then.